Hey, it's Tony again from Type 5. I'm out here. I just wanted to give a little bit of an update to these emerald green arborvitaes that I planted a couple months ago, right in the middle of the summer. Not the best time to do it, but we're out here trying to get this privacy fence going as best as possible. And I wanted to show you some updates on what you may be going through if you're just planting these, wondering, are my trees dying? Am I overwatering them? Am I underwatering them? What's going on? I just spent a ton of money on these trees. You know, I hope that they can survive throughout the season. So the first thing that I want you to notice is a lot of these trees have just these random brown branches, just randomly, not like an entire trunk or offshoot that's brown, just random spots. All right, this is just stress that the trees go through from planting. All right, that's nothing that I'm super concerned about. These trees will recover. They're just going through a little bit of shock. All right, because hey, we planted them in the middle of the summer. You know, that's just what happens. All right, so those trees should recover fine. And then we get over to a tree like this. All right, now this tree I'm a little bit concerned with because I had an offshoot here that kind of completely died off. I trimmed back and you can see it's not doing the greatest, but up top it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna wait to see what happens with that tree over the course of the off season, getting into next spring. And then I have another tree over here that I knew this one was really going to struggle, so I planted it over here on the end. And you can see actually on the back side, I planted it this way on purpose. I knew this back side was in the worst shape out of all of them. Now, this tree could be doing bad for a couple different reasons. And like I said, it was bad kind of when I got it. I'm trying to nurse it back to health. This whole entire side of the tree is what's been dying here. Now that could have been due to some damage when they dug it up. They could have dug the root ball a little too shallow and damaged a main root that was feeding this tree. And so now it doesn't have enough support and it could be killing off that one branch. This could be due to some underwatering issues where they just didn't water the trees enough. Now, when I got this, you know, it was really starting to kind of gray out and already the one side was really, you know, going brown. I had a suspicion that this one was underwatered. And so I threw it on the corner here, hoping that I could get enough water on it and it would do fine. All right. Now, I'll come back and show some positive stuff on that tree here in a moment. But those are some signs where your tree might be underwatered. You might have an the entire tree starting to look like it's going brown. Of course, by then, you know, I don't want to say it's too late, but you really want to make sure that you have your watering right. Now, a really good sign that your tree is overwatered is if the base of it starts to turn yellow, and it'll start to go yellow from the bottom up. Now, I know this tree for a fact was overwatered. You can reference my sprinkler head moving video. I had a sprinkler head that was somewhere right around in this area that I moved it over to here. And I know it was overwatered because every time the sprinkler head would go off, it would start to hit this tree and it was just beating this tree up badly with water. All right, so I had to move that sprinkler head out of the way so this tree won't get so much water, but you can see the effect of that overwatering. The base of it is really started to yellow. If it were to continue to get too much water, this entire tree would start to go. It could develop things like root rot, you know, and that's going to be a bad day for your tree. So watch out for yellowing as signs of overwatering. Whereas if you're underwatering, the entire tree or entire stalks might start to gray out and turn yellow. But positive signs for all of these trees. Why I know they're not doing too bad. If we look in, we can try to look for some new growth. Okay, there's a nice bright green leaf there. I can look through a lot of different places and find new growth. I can even go to a tree that's kind of bad off here and just inspect it for new growth. All right, now this is, I would say, probably a newer shoot this season. This one, you know, it's not too bad. All right, but even if I go over to this tree over here, this one that's not doing too hot, I can see if I try to go through it a little bit, I can come in here and there's a new branch that's a nice dark green that's growing. A couple of them in here. All right, even on this side, going in, there's some new growth happening right here. So overall, you know, this tree, I wouldn't say it's completely hopeless. We'll see what happens, and if, you know, need be, next spring I'll just dig this one out and replace it, and then, you know, call it a learning experience for inspecting balled and burlapped root balls to make sure that you're getting some really good trees. Of course, my my green giant arborvitaes over here in the corner are doing excellent. These were all potted trees. There's absolutely no issue here. You can actually see I've got the shed moved. I'll actually have a video of me completing that process. And I've gone ahead and planted some grass seed. I didn't have any time to go through that for YouTube purposes, but we'll get that grass growing. But over here, you know, these trees are doing nice and great. They're on the same watering schedule, 10 gallons of water per week. There's absolutely no issues, no yellowing, no browning. They're really nice trees. If I had to do these all over, I would make all of the trees that I buy nice potted trees, spend the extra little money, not have to worry about the balled and burlapped type. But, you know, overall, you know, not too disappointed with the way these trees are turning out. So, you know, we'll do another update next year to see how these trees are doing in the spring and then next fall. But just to give you a little bit of an idea of what to look out for when you are planting your own arborvitaes and taking care of them, making sure that they are properly watered, not overwatered or underwatered, you know, so they grow up nice and tall. All right, so that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully that's helped some of you out. Feel free to leave a like if it has. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get some updates on these trees in the future. And as always, you know, I've done the research so you don't have to. All right, take care, guys.